This is Jimmy Thing, representing GameXplain at PAX 2011, and I'm speaking with...
My name's Luke Eisenhower, a marketing coordinator for Square Enix.
And we're here to talk about Final Fantasy XIII-2, which is right behind us. For the people living under a rock, what is XIII-2 about?
Well, XIII-2 is a direct sequel to Final Fantasy XIII. It takes place about 3 years after the events of 13. And a lot of the population from Cocoon has started populating the land of Pulse, and due to a certain paradox effect that's occurring, it's shifting the elements of reality. People no longer think that lightning exists because she's not there. And Sarah's the one who believes the truth, which is that lightning does exist, and she gets joined by our mysterious new protagonist, Noel, and the two of them go off on a quest to find lightning. And that's the basic premise of the game.
Now, do you have to play the first game in order to enjoy the sequel?
No, you do not have to play the first game. If anything, our producers have said that many brand new players to the series will find a likening to Noel in the sense that Noel comes from a different time where he was not familiar with the actual events of the first game. So he's completely oblivious to all of it, and a lot of new characters will find new players will find themselves right at home in the exact same way.
Now, out of all the out of all the Final Fantasies ever made, as far as I know, Square has only done sequels, direct sequels rather, to two titles, that being with 10 and 10-2, and now 13 and 13-2. Why did you guys decide to make a sequel to 13?
I can't actually speak for the reasons of the developers, but what I do know is that 13-2 was planned from the beginning at the same time with 13. So this is just a continuation of the additional parts of the story that needed to be told.
So one of the criticisms regarding 13 was that it was very, very linear. Does 13-2 follow that format, or does it kind of branch out a little bit more?
Our developers have heard the voices of the crowd that felt 13 was very linear, and that is the biggest thing that we have changed about 13-2. We've taken back to a very classic Final Fantasy feeling. The maps have been expanded for greater exploration. There's incentive to revisit the areas that you've been to previously to access new features that you couldn't before, and we've offered players choices in the objectives that they'd like to pursue. You can have conversational choices to get information or see scenes that you might otherwise not see, and there's plenty of reasons to take the game at your own pace, visit the towns, talk to the NPCs, do the side quests, do the side puzzles, and take the game at your own pace.
Aside from that, are there any other changes to the game, perhaps with the combat or anything?
Fans of 13 will feel very much at home with the paradigm system returning. There have been certain tweaks to it, some features that haven't been revealed yet, but we'll reveal at a later time. Some of the features that have been revealed include the monster collection system, where a lot of the monsters that you encounter on the field, you can recruit them into your party to occupy the third character slot, and they will take certain roles in the paradigm system. You can level them up, you can accessorize and customize, and basically build your dream team. And there'll be over 200 different ones to recruit. And we've also changed the way you encounter enemies. They no longer populate the map. Now they will spawn along with a device called a Mog Clock, which, depending on which section of the clock the pointer is at, will determine whether you enter with a preemptive strike and status buffs, if it's a normal battle, or if you enter with status detriments.
Now, in my RPGs, I personally like to see I actually like to see my enemies before I fight them. Do you feel like most Final Fantasy fans feel otherwise?
Well, the good thing about this one, I think Final Fantasy fans are very diverse in their opinions. Some people will love features, some people will hate features. But what's the good thing about this system is that even though they do spawn, it doesn't immediately bring you into battle. You can actually run from battle, like before they even start. If the enemies spawn in front of NPCs that have weapons, sometimes the NPCs will take care of the enemies for you, so you can choose to run from the battles if you don't want to. And however, of course, a lot of players will want to level grind, will want to gain the experience, and so of course then they'll jump into the battles whenever they feel like it.
So the leveling up system is just the same as it was in 13?
We haven't really released the details of the leveling up system just yet. All I can say is another statement that Final Fantasy XIII fans will feel very much at home.
And when is the game due out?
It's due out on the PlayStation 3 and the 360 in January 2012.
And final question, what would you like to say to Final Fantasy fans awaiting this game?
This is the game you've been waiting for. It keeps all the good... This is me as a fan talking, not as an employee. It has kept all the things I loved about 13, and it's changed all the things that I didn't like.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.